Hey, and welcome to Coffees with Steve. This is going to be a podcast of sorts where I will talk about whatever's on my mind at any given day. Today's subject: psychosis. Psychosis is an abnormal condition of the mind that results in difficulties determining what is real and what is not real. Symptoms may include delusions, hallucinations. Other symptoms may include incoherent speech and behavior that is inappropriate for the situation. There may also be sleep problems, social withdrawal, lack of motivation, and difficulties carrying out daily activities. Psychosis can have serious outcomes. Psychosis has many different causes. These include mental illnesses such as schizophrenia or bipolar, sleep deprivation, some medical conditions, certain medications, and drugs such as alcohol or cannabis. One type, known as postpartum psychosis, can occur after giving birth. The neurotransmitter dopamine is believed to play a role. Acute psychosis is considered primary if it results from a psychiatric condition, and secondary if it is caused by medical condition. The diagnosis of mental illness requires excluding other potential problems. Testing may be done to check for central nervous system disease, toxins, and other health problems as a cause. Treatments may include antipsychotic medication, counseling, and social support. Early treatment appears to improve outcomes. Medications appear to have moderate effects. Outcomes depend on the underlying cause. In the United States, about 3% of people develop psychosis at some point in time of their lives. The condition has been described since at least the 4th century BC by Hippocrates, and possibly as early as 1500 BC in the Egyptian Ebers Papyrus. Sorry if I murdered that. I have no clue how to say that. Anyway, so psychosis. A little bit about psychosis. It's definitely weird. Um, I'd like to highlight um, one of my the worst symptoms for me is intrusive thoughts, and an intrusive thought is an unwelcome, involuntary thought, image, or unpleasant idea that may become an obsession, is upsetting or distressing, and can feel difficult at times to manage or eliminate. For me, it's I have the urge to murder people, and not an urge. It, I could be standing next to somebody and want to stab them in the face, or you know, walk past somebody on the street and just pop in my head that I should hit them with a car. It's really they're just thoughts, and they can be controlled with medication, which is good because it's not fun having those thoughts every day. Um, well, since the medication, I haven't been having the thoughts, so I can't really say that anymore. But intrusive thoughts for me seem to be one of the worst side effects. Um, Another one is like thinking my pills are poisoned, and that the pharmacy is purposely poisoning like switching my pills with poison pills. Um, that gets hard because I have to take the medication, I have to take the pills. If not, well, I'll go right back into psychosis, and that won't be good. Um, I'll probably end up back at the hospital. I don't want to go back there anytime soon. Um, yeah, stuff like hallucinations. I hallucinate um, dark figures, um, things moving. Mostly dark figures, though. Dark figures when I turn off the lights. Shadow people, you could say. Um, that's annoying more than anything. Um, I wouldn't really say scary. It's just I know that it's happening because of my psychosis, so it's kind of I just kind of accept it. Some people can't, unfortunately, and they have to deal with the hallucinations a lot worse than me. So I'm blessed in that sense. Um, Other things like I think that CBC, the news channel, is broadcasting messages to me to break out of some sort of system, and I have no clue what that system is. I I thought at the time I thought computer you have system controls, and originally I was trying to frig with them, and but yeah, so there's that, and then there's other things like delusions, like that the government was trying to kill me. That actually ran away from firefighters thinking they were trying to kill me. Um, Thinking they were literally trying to kill me, not like figuratively, like whatever. Like I'd called the ambulance, and a fire truck showed up. And when that fire truck showed up, I was having a psychotic break. And when the firefighters got out to try and help me, I started running away, running up the street, tearing off my shirt, uh, until I collapsed on the bridge. And there was probably 12 or 14 police officers, two ambulance, and the firefighters. And I thought for some reason they were all going to kill me. And when I went to the back of the ambulance to go to the hospital, that I was going to die. So that was my psychotic break. That's when this all started, and ever since that day, that was August 29th, I believe, or 27th, somewhere in that ballpark anyway. Um, Ever since then, my life has been a lot different. Um, but I use it in a good way. I try to uplift people even on my down days, and every day is a down day for me, but I stay positive because that's all you can do, you know. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade, or, you know, kind of try and help other people out the best way that you can. And talking about it is probably the best way that I can. I'm not very articulate. I can't speak, very well, but I know what message I'm trying to get across, and I hope other people do too. Um, but yeah, so my trip through psychosis, it's been interesting, interesting for sure. But I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. Um, Mine was drug related. I slipped into psychosis because I was using too many drugs for sure. Up for 5 days, no sleep, just taking drugs, taking drugs, taking drugs. I'd sleep for a day, stay awake for 5. So that's how I slipped into psychosis, and I'm waiting now to see the if I have schizophrenia. I should know this in the next week or two, through my psychiatrist, because it's been about 6 months. So yeah, okay, well, that's good enough for me for coffees today. So yeah, all right. Until the next time. Until the next story.